Well, good morning. Happy Monday. Taking a live look over Denver this morning. It is a chilly start to your day. Snow falling in some places in the metro area and up in the high country. And this is just the appetizer for the other storm that's coming in this week.
That's right. Take a look at this time lapse showing the snow that Vail got just over the past day. This is exactly what Chris has been talking about. Of course, we're wrapping up this snow event this morning, but of course, this is all in preparation for the next round of snow. Right now, this was hitting about a foot of snow in about 18 hours or so. And of course, as we mentioned, they are expecting a lot more as that second storm blows in tonight.
Measuring in feet.
Measuring in feet,
yes.
That's right. Going to make for a little bit of difficult travel for anybody having to drive that way for Thanksgiving. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being with us. I'm Jordan Chavez.
And I'm Corey Rose. Let's get a check of that forecast with senior meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Like we said, this is just the warm up to the storm that's coming in.
Exactly right, Corey. That is the, I think, emphasis and the point. Yes, we saw some snow in the mountains. Yes, we're seeing some flakes on the eastern plains. Folks, this is very much a light appetizer compared to what we are going to see over the next 36 to 48 hours. A few flakes for us here, the southeast plains. Colorado Springs seeing a few flakes. Southern Elbert counties to south of Highway 86 there, towards Larkspur, Monument Hill. A few flakes. I don't think the roads are mostly okay from this. Most of this snow, very, very light, probably not sticking to roads at this point. And even colder surfaces like car tops, we're probably not talking about much, if any, accumulation in those areas. That said here, folks, today is the calm before the storm. So if you need to travel, today is the day to do it. If you can, please, if you have the ability to move those plans to travel today as opposed to tomorrow or Wednesday, trust me, do it. And we're going to get into detail on this here in the next few minutes, but a long-lived 36 to 48 hour nonstop snow event for us in the mountains starts late tonight, lasts all day tomorrow, and through most of Wednesday as well. Notice this, again, that snow starts late tonight. 5:30 a.m. That's 2 days from now. It's still snowing for us in the high country. In Denver, we get a rain to snow flip tomorrow night into your Wednesday morning. More on that in just a second. Teens and 20s for us right now statewide today. Upper 40s, partly cloudy skies for us in Denver. Quiet day for today. Most of tomorrow is quiet as well. But in Denver, tomorrow night, Wednesday morning, we get some slushy snow. But all eyes on the mountains. That is where we're going to be talking about a significant storm. And our man in the mountains, Matt Renew, joins us in Frisco now. And Matt, just give us a little bit of context here. It's Colorado. It's the mountains. We get snow. 1 to 2 feet over a 36-hour span. What does that do to traffic up there?
I tell you, it really causes a lot of problems, Chris, with traffic. I mean, anymore with as busy as the roads in Colorado have gotten, it really just takes 2, 3, 4 inches of snow to cause a few problems. And we saw that yesterday on I-70 up near Vail Pass, Loveland Pass, even around Silverthorne with some closures. It's all cleared up now. The snow stopped a few hours ago here in the Summit County area, but not after leaving a good 6 inches of snow on the ground. Look, they got the big front end loaders working the streets here in Frisco, plowing to clear the roads now that snow has stopped. And so that tells you we got a pretty significant storm overnight. And normally you get a storm like this with the ski areas reporting about 9 inches of snow. That would be great right before Thanksgiving. It gets interest in people coming out to Colorado. It gets bookings up not only for Thanksgiving, but for Christmas and even on to spring break. But now with an even more significant storm, we're going to have a lot of terrain opening just in time for crowds. You look at the ski areas and they've got 1 or 2 lifts open right now, 15 to 40 trails open. So right now the ski areas are working fast to try to expand that territory as these crowds come in. And so this is great news and buzz for Colorado. It's a $4.8 billion industry in Colorado, the ski industry, and this is going to go a long way with really trying to get some interest going in Colorado. The downside to all of that as we started this live report will be traffic. It's going to be tough going in the mountains early on today. It'll clear up as they get those roads clear, but then Eric, as we're looking further into the week, a lot more problems along the roads. Reporting for Frisco, I'm Matt Renew. So Erica, maybe later in the week, not the time to go, not so bad right now.
Right. And they do still have a long way to go this morning, but nice to see those plows working behind you. I've definitely seen them working on I-70 in the mountain corridor as well, but still looking really different on I-70, Matt, this morning from the metro to the mountains. Depending on where you're headed, you're going to be still dealing with a coating of snow on I-70 this morning. This is in the West Vail chain station area where we've got a few semis taking a break, which is normal. They are required to have chains right now along I-70 and probably for most of the week with all the snow we're going to be getting. I'm sticking with this Havana I-70 camera because it's actually showing a lot more volume than I would expect at this time of the morning. It's only 6:05, but we're seeing a lot of brake lights on that westbound side, a lot of headlights on that eastbound side. So something to keep in mind there. Of course, we do have active chain and traction laws along the I-70 mountain corridor. We're seeing some color out here on the map, and that's just because of the snowy condition. So just make sure you plan ahead and give yourself some extra travel time. As far as north of the metro area goes, Fort Collins, Greeley area, clear on I-25, clear on Highway 85. I-25 drive between 144th Avenue and 76 in the green will only take about 9 minutes, and no problems just yet traveling into Commerce City on westbound 76.
Erica, thank you. We do have some breaking news to bring you this morning. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu approved the emerging ceasefire deal with Hezbollah in principle during a security consultation with Israeli officials last night. That's according to a source familiar with the matter. Israel still has reservations over some details of the agreement, which were expected to be transmitted to the Lebanese government today, the source said. Those and other details are still being negotiated, and multiple sources stress that the agreement will not be final until all issues are resolved. A ceasefire agreement will also need to be approved by the Israeli cabinet, which has not yet occurred. Sources familiar with the negotiation said that talks appear to be moving positively toward an agreement, but also acknowledged that as Israel and Hezbollah continue to trade fire, adding that one misstep could upend the talks.
Right now, Denver police are searching for the person responsible for a shooting that left 3 people hurt. This happened last night near Montview in Quebec. Right now, we don't know how badly any of them are hurt, and police say they are still trying to find information on a suspect. We did reach out for more information, and we will update you on air and online as we learn more.
Also developing overnight, Denver police is investigating a hit-and-run crash that killed one person. It happened around 4 yesterday evening at the intersection of East 34th Avenue and North Colorado Boulevard. Officials say the crash involved a motorist and a pedestrian, an adult female, where she was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver did not stay, but officials were able to find the vehicle and arrest the driver. It's not clear exactly how this crash happened.
An Aurora family is warning drivers and pedestrians to be careful after a grandmother was killed crossing the road earlier this week. Family says 69-year-old Felikech Rufi was crossing the road against a walk signal at Iliff and Blackhawk near I-225 when she was hit. This weekend, friends and family gathered to pay respects to the Ethiopian immigrant, known for her love of cooking and love of family. The family says that the driver stayed on scene and no charges are expected. They are hoping to send her back to Ethiopia to be buried. If you would like to help, we do have more information on how to do so at 9news.com.
Plans to close schools are moving forward in Denver. The school board voted Thursday to close 7 schools and restructure 3 others. The move will mean hundreds of DPS kids will have to find a new school. DCTA, the union representing DPS teachers, say they believe about 200 educators are impacted by the closures. Non-probationary teachers are guaranteed a 1-year placement, but they still have to apply for new jobs. Probationary teachers and staff like custodians and office staff aren't guaranteed anything. Rob Gold, DCTA president, says DPS has massive hiring needs. He says it's hard to understand why these staffers' jobs wouldn't be secure.
In a district where we have a number of educators that we are replacing every year, and we also have all these openings from month to month, it would seem like we would want to continue to have these educators in these roles or similar roles, right?
Item 1.05.
So moved.
During Thursday's board meeting, the board committed to trying to save staff jobs, calling on the superintendent to find a path forward over the next few months. Schools will close their doors in June of 2025.
Right now, hotel workers on the West Coast are striking to demand better wages, affordable health care, and more hiring opportunities. Around 500 more workers went on strike this weekend at the Marriott Marquis Hotel in San Francisco. The overall strike now includes more than 2,500 housekeepers, bellhops, cooks, dishwashers, servers, bartenders, and more.
Well, they picked up a pretty good amount of snow for us in the high country overnight, about 9 inches for us at Copper Mountain, 7 inches apiece at both Steamboat and in Aspen. And folks, this is just the appetizer storm, a light appetizer compared to what we are going to see starting late tonight and lasting most of tomorrow and through most of Wednesday as well. We're talking about 1 to 2 feet and probably some spots that get more than that from our upcoming snowstorm. Details on that coming up for you in just a couple of minutes. But again, Big emphasis on the fact that we got a major mountain snowstorm that's en route that starts late tonight and lasts through all of tomorrow. And Erica, my suspicion is that over the next 2 days, traffic-wise, we're going to be keeping a very close eye on the high country.
Absolutely, Chris. And even thinking about the snow that we've got lingering on I-70 in the mountains now, then we're going to get more snow. If things don't get fully cleared, it's just going to be adding on top of it, and that's just not a good situation. This is a live look at I-70 in the West Vale Chain Station area. Light volume overall. We've had a handful of semis taking a break, but we really still have a thick coating of snow on our interstates. We know the plows are working to clear things out, but it's going to take some time this morning. Of course, the sun not even up. And then I'm hanging with this I-70 Havana camera because we're really dealing with some pretty heavy congestion for this time of the morning. Westbound lanes headed away from us, eastbound lanes headed toward us, and we're really busy on both sides of I-70 through this area. I believe it to be just a morning volume, but I'm keeping a close eye in case it's a crash up ahead that hasn't popped up in our system. Either way, give yourself a couple extra minutes if you're headed out this way or this way.
Erica, thank you. Happening this week, Cottonwood Pass in Eagle County is set to close for the winter. The pass will close on Tuesday from Gypsum to the Roaring Fork Valley. According to county officials, the road is expected to open back up in April of next year or when the conditions allow them to do so.